is now officially recorded. You'll be receiving a copy of the recording link after the event. And all participants, let's remain on mute to avoid background noise. But don't worry, feel free to send in your questions or anything that you'd like to say using the chat function. You've already started using that. Thank you. For the e-certificates, don't worry, you'll be receiving one to all those who attended today. Watch out for the link that I'll be posting towards the end so you can fill it out and submit today. This webinar will be running for about 45, 60 minutes, so not very long, but it's going to be very productive, I hope. So I'm very excited now to jump in and introduce our guest speakers, starting with Ms. Hope Tanzinko. She is the International Recruitment Manager at TAFE South Australia. Later on, Hope will be joined by our guest student. She's a TAFE SA alumna and she's from the Philippines. Her name is Eula Gonzalez, and we're excited to hear about her success story in Adelaide with TAFE SA and her journey as a student there, as an international student. So it's going to be very powerful today with these ladies, and I'm now ready to share the screen to our first speaker. Hope, over to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mo, and welcome everyone to the joint virtual um, information session between TAFE SA and BADA Philippines. So we really are very grateful that you have actually shared your time with us this afternoon. And like what Mo has mentioned, it will be a very productive session, and you have to get ready all your questions later on, okay? Because myself, Eula, and of course, BADA Philippines, Monette and Myra will be here to answer your questions. So, um, yeah, so my name is Hope Tansinko, and I'm from TAFE SA, TAFE South Australia. And I'm going to share with you my presentation. So what I'm going to do is just talk to you about TAFE, what it is all about, what are the courses that we offer, and a little bit about our entry requirements, and then some of the stories of our current students. And of course, this will be topped with the alumna testimonial from our wonderful graduate, Miss Eula Gonzalez. So I'm going to share the screen with you now. Okay, can you see it clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, um, welcome again. My name is Hope, and this is a presentation about TAFE South Australia. So what does TAFE South Australia stand for? So it stands for Technical and Further Education South Australia. So in short, we affectionately call it TAFE SA. So that is what is the acronym for the whole name of the institution. We were established in 1971, and we had already delivered around trainings over 300 locations across the state. More than 1 million students already have studied with us. And of course, our courses cover more than 80 areas of industry and activity. Now, what is TAFE SA? As I mentioned, it is the largest public education provider and training provider. We call it VET. So I think you are very familiar with the term VET if you have been following the educational system of Australia. So here in South Australia, we are the largest public vocational education and training provider. But we are not just a VET provider, we are also a registered higher education provider. So what does that mean? That means that aside from the trade courses, the VET courses that we also offer higher education courses, courses that are university degrees as well, if you can call it. We have trained more than 70,000 students each year, and our international students who come to study at TAFE every year, they usually come from at least 70 countries. So there's a very good diversity mix in the classroom, as well as, of course, TAFE SA, our predominant majority of our students are our domestic Australian students. Now, why TAFE SA? These are the 8 reasons why you should consider TAFE South Australia as your study destination. The first one is trust and quality. Now, TAFE South Australia is a government-backed institution or organization. Therefore, you can be rest assured that when you study at TAFE, you will get first and foremost quality education, and the second one is security. So you are secure in terms of enrolling in your course, because you know that from the time that you start your course up to the time that you finish it, you know that it will be there. It will not be drawn, it will not be cancelled, and it will see you through. It's a pathway to university. Why? Because we have partnerships with the 3 universities here in South Australia. So you can actually enroll in over 50 university package programs with University of Adelaide, Flinders University, and University of South Australia. Small lecturer to student ratio. Look, our classes, we try to minimize it to only, or maximize it, if you will consider that term. We only try to maximize it up to 15. So one class will only have a maximum of 15 students. We do not want any more than 15, because we want the students to focus on their practical skills, and also to have that very close engagement with the lecturers. A competitive edge and real world skills, which allows you to be job ready. Okay. What does that mean? It means that when you are already doing your study at TAFE, majority of our courses, especially the vet and the trade courses, already have a work placement embedded in it. Some work placement, they run from 200 to 350 to 400 hours for the duration of your courses. So you know that you are job ready by the time you finish your course. Access to world-class facilities. TAFE South Australia provides state-of-the-art facilities for our students, the community, for better skills training. So you can be rest assured, no matter what campus you go to at TAFE SA, you know that the facilities are there ready for you to use. Close links to industry versus private registered training providers. Our teachers, our lecturers are professional and dedicated, as well as they have very, very strong connection with industry, and therefore they have the best experience to teach the courses. Higher rate of employability and job opportunities. You know, when you do your work placement as part of your course, majority of our students actually find part-time work as a result of that, because once you have your work placement, you already have your one foot in the door already for a potential part-time employment. And affordable Adelaide, you know, Adelaide, if you come and study at TAFE SA, you can be guaranteed that the tuition fees are cheaper, and living in Adelaide is really affordable, because it is one of the most affordable and cheapest mainland capital city in Australia to stay and live. Now, so this is the map of South Australia. I mean, the map of Australia in general. So you're very familiar with that, but where are we located? So we are located down south, or the bottom of, in the middle of the map of Australia. So it's South Australia, bordered by Western Australia and New South Wales and Victoria and Queensland and Northern Territory. And our capital city is Adelaide. Now, TAFE SA, remember, we're the only public provider, vocational and education training provider and higher education provider here in South Australia. But we have 6 metropolitan campuses, meaning these are the campuses that are located in the greater Adelaide city area, but the rest of our campuses are located regional. So there are hundreds and hundreds of TAFE institutions all over South Australia, but the 6 campuses are actually located within the greater Adelaide city. And this is where in the 6 metropolitan campuses, this is where our international students are enrolled in. Okay, so we have Adelaide City Campus, College of the Arts, Gilles Plains, Albury, Regency, and Tonsley TAFE. So these are some of the images of our metropolitan campuses. So you can see there's the Regency campus where we offer our hospitality, cooking. There's also Regency where we offer our automotive. You can find it in the middle. We have the Adelaide City campus where we offer our marketing and communication, our diploma of nursing, our information technology and English language courses. And then down here to the left is our Tonsley campus, where we offer building and construction courses, as well as associate degrees in engineering. And to the bottom right is the Adelaide College of the Arts, where we offer fashion design and merchandising, as well as screen and media. Now, I'm going to show you a very brief video about Tonsley campus later on. We'll go through that when we have the time, but I will just move on for now. So at TAFE SA, our academic entry requirements are not really that high because remember, we're looking at a vet course, okay? So if you're back in the Philippines or you're back in Indonesia or in Vietnam, if you want to join our Certificate 3 course, then completion of a year 10 or equivalent is sufficient. If you want to join straight to our Certificate 4 packaged with a diploma, then completion of a year 11 is acceptable. And if you want to join directly our diploma, advanced diploma, associate degree, bachelor degree, or university pathway program, then completion of year 12 or equivalent is the minimum requirement for academic entry, okay? Now, these are the study areas that are offered at TAFE SA to our international students. So these are the general study areas, from arts and design to community services to IT to primary industry and science. If we break this down into specific vocational education and training courses and higher education courses, then it will give us this. So our vocational courses are as follows: from Certificate 3, 4, diploma and advanced diploma. So from graphic design, so that's the complete list of the courses that we are offering to our international students at the moment, whether it's Cert 3 or 4 or diploma or advanced diploma. Okay, now for the higher education courses, or more or less you can say it's quite a uni degree, we offer the associate degrees and the bachelor degree. So we have one bachelor degree, which is tourism, hospitality, and event management, which is 3 years. And we have 5 associate degrees in engineering: biomedical, civil and structural, electrical, electronics, and each is 2 years in duration. So these are really very good courses for those who would have completed a year 12 following the STEM track, or those even who have completed a bachelor degree in engineering, and you want to focus on the design drafting or site management or any of those, then you can also consider that. These are the top TAFE South Australia courses, TAFE SA courses for our international students. And this also includes our students from the Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, and anywhere else. So the very popular one is of course, our Bachelor of Tourism, Hospitality, and Events Management, followed by the associate degrees in engineering, followed by our packaged commercial cookery. So we offer that, patisserie, and hospitality management. And starting next semester, we are also offering a Certificate 3 in early childhood education and care. We have automotive technology, nursing, screen and media, information technology, horticulture. That's another growing interest from students actually applying at TAFE SA. And of course, those who are requiring to improve on their English language course, we also offer English language courses because we have our own English language center at TAFE SA. This is just a sample of what an entry criteria requirement would look like for, an overseas qualification that you have overseas, and whether it is you can join our certificate 3 or certificate 4, or you can join our diploma, associate degree, or bachelor degree. So I've listed there from the Philippines, for example. From 2018, if you have successfully completed your grade 11 senior high school and you don't want to do your grade 12 anymore, and you want to start with us in the Cert 3 or Cert 4, then you can do so. But if you have completed your grade 12 senior high school diploma, then you can also join our associate degrees, our bachelor degrees, and our diploma of nursing and stuff like that. Okay, so that link that I have highlighted is actually the link. So if you want, you can actually visit that link later on when you have time, and you can have a look at all the entry requirements there for international students from all over the world. So English, we offer English at our Adelaide City campus. At the moment, it's face-to-face, but we are hoping that we will be able to offer it online starting July. And so that whilst the borders are still closed, because remember, the Australian borders are still closed to international students this year. We are hoping that it will open next year. So whilst it is still closed, you may be able to do the online. Aside from the English course, we are also actually offering now, starting July, an online course in Diploma of Marketing and Communication. So if you are interested, please do inform BADA Philippines if you would like to enroll with our Diploma of Marketing and Communication, packaged with a Bachelor of Business in Marketing with University of South Australia. So you can actually do that, okay? Do the online first before coming in and waiting for the borders to open. Health and lifestyle. So this is a very popular course for our students from the Philippines. Diploma of Nursing, it's 1.5 years, offered at our Adelaide and Gillies Plains campus. There are 2 intakes in TAFE, January and July. So you can either join that. The work placement duration is 400 hours. The South Australian Department of Health will be the ones to put you or to place you with the hospitals or the area health service or the aged care settings for your work placement. And if you do not want to stop just at the Diploma of Nursing, if you want to progress to a Bachelor of Nursing, because you, at the end of the day, your career plan is to be a registered nurse, then you can actually apply for the package of Diploma of Nursing for 1.5 years. You have to enroll, you have to become an enrolled nurse. You register as an enrolled nurse with APRA, and then you can join either University of South Australia or Flinders University for the remaining 2 years, okay? Now, okay, so this is, as I mentioned, I've got a few videos about the current student story. So this is a story, this is just a video testimonial of our current nursing student, Daniel. He is from Africa, and he is actually doing our Diploma of Nursing. Sorry, I'll just make sure that this is sound, okay.
My experience with TAFE SA has been amazing. When I applied to TAFE SA, they offered me a package to my uni degree. It's going to be less fees paid in uni, and also I'll be able to get 1-year credit transfer. My first placement was at Anglicare, and on completion of my course, a friend of mine both applied, and it was through that placement and some experiences that I got the job. I would highly recommend TAFE SA to friends and family back home. The learning environment is amazing, the lecturers, also the experience you'll be able to have here. I would highly recommend TAFE SA.
Okay, now, so we also offer graphic design. So diploma of graphic design is 1 year. There's also the university pathway. So it can be a 1+2, which means 1 year of diploma at TAFE SA, and then followed by 2 years of the Bachelor of Media at one of the group of 8 universities in Australia, which is the University of Adelaide. Okay, and your employment outcome is graphic and multimedia designer. We also have a screen and media. So you do 2 years diploma of screen and media, followed by advanced diploma, and you can actually choose from film and TV as a stream to major, or game and VFX as a major. And again, I said you can progress to a university degree with Flinders University in the creative arts, or University of Adelaide again for the Bachelor of Media. I keep, sorry about that, but I keep sort of emphasizing that aside from the standalone VET courses that we have from Cert 3 to the advanced diploma, I keep emphasizing that we also have the package programs with the 3 universities here in South Australia, because at the end of the day, if you and your parents or your families dream for you is to finish a bachelor degree, then you've got that option or choice as well by starting your course at TAFE first and then moving on to the bachelor degree. Automotive, a very popular course, especially because it's, I think at the moment our state government, the government of South Australia has got a list of the there's a skilled occupation list that they require, and automotive diagnostic technician or a motor mechanic is actually one of those listed. So it's a 2-year program. You cannot start directly to the diploma. Okay, so even if you have a good qualification already behind you, you have to start in certificate 3. You know why? Because the practical training, the skill acquisition is in certificate 3, not in cert 4, not in diploma. It's in certificate 3. But as you move on to cert 4 and diploma, then you get to acquire additional knowledge in specialization, or you have the additional knowledge of management, of leadership, of organizational behavior, and stuff like that. Okay, so work placement duration is 152 hours, and year 10 completion, and an IELTS of 5.5 is required. Here is a video testimonial of a current student from Nepal. She is actually enrolled at our automotive course. So
the environment is the best thing about Adelaide. That is why I came over here. I like greeneries, I like being in nature and stuff. That is really good in Adelaide. It's just, everyone's peaceful in a way. Oh, the course in TAFE, it is good value for money. It's like, in our school environment, you are taught a certain thing at a certain time, the whole class. But in here, you are allowed to do a lot of things within the week. So the placement is like, it's going really good so far. I enjoy working with the people around here.
My relationship with TAFE SA goes back for over 25 years. We have 3 international students here at the moment. It is a great way for us to train our employees of the future and to give them a job and to increase our business.
The environment.
okay, and we also have information technology. So we have IT, we have the Diploma of Software Development, and we also have the Diploma of Information Technology, major in networking, or the Diploma of Information Technology, major in cybersecurity, or also website development. So you can all choose that on which one you would like to. And again, if you want to progress to your Bachelor of IT, then we have a pathway at University of South Australia. Building and construction. This is a growing area of interest for our international students, both onshore and those who are still offshore at the moment, who have signify their intention to study at TAFE. We have the Diploma of Building and Construction for 2 years, but we also have a Diploma of Building Design. So this to meet the needs of builders, including selecting contractors, overseeing work quality, and liaising with clients. It's a very, it's becoming a bit of a in-demand course because here in Australia, infrastructure and construction industries are actually growing. So when you know that the industry is growing, that means that there is the demand, okay, for skilled workers to be to join that particular industry, and that's the reason why this has actually become a bit popular at TAFE SA. Hospitality and tourism, of course, who will ever forget TAFE SA when it comes to hospitality and tourism? We have one of the best commercial cookery packages here in South Australia and probably even in Australia. We offer commercial cookery package, we offer patisserie package, and we also offer the hospitality management package. So it's 2 years, it's 2 years. You want to follow the commercial cookery strand, 2 years. You want to follow the patisserie strand, 2 years. You want to follow the hospitality management strand, it's also 2 years. So, but remember, again, it's in the certificate 3 in your 1 year, like the image that you are seeing on the screen, that is where you are actually trained by your lecturer chef on how to do it in the kitchen in terms of patisserie or cookery. Work placement duration is 400 hours. It is very intensive, but you can be guaranteed and you can be rest assured that by the time you complete your course, my goodness me, employers will just be, taking you in because they know that if you are a graduate at TAFE SA, you know that the training that you have undertaken is really top. In fact, our hospitality and tourism faculty, they have industry partners. So partners with industry that have a long list of industry partners. And guess what? These industry partners actually contact our hospitality and tourism faculty whenever they have vacancies for part-time work or for full-time work. So they actually are the ones who approach TAFE SA. These are our vacancies. Can you send us your students to have the part-time employment with us? So that's how that's one way of how our hospitality and tourism students actually are able to find part-time employment. Okay, a video of our student who is currently studying commercial cookery.
I will never stop learning in the kitchen, and that's what I really look forward to. Yeah, there's always something new to learn.
I love being a chef because we are always creating, we are always improving and reinventing things.
It's what I'm passionate about. It's not just my job, it's what I live for, and it's family basically in the kitchen. Yeah, I look forward to coming to see the family, I guess, every day.
Our facilities here at TAFE SA are great. I mean, we've got kitchens of 200 square metres in size. We've got all the modern equipment to use, from large equipment through to small equipment. That space and that equipment is really great.
The lecturers are previous chefs all over Adelaide, all over the world really, and they had so much knowledge of kitchens that they shared with all the students, and it was really good to come from that into a kitchen and know that it's not as full on as people may think it may be.
So after you study all the basic skills in school and then practice in school's kitchen, they allow us to find a job in the real industry, and I'm lucky I find a job here. And then after the placement, the owner and the boss and the head chef, they think that I'm good enough, so they give me a chance to work here, and I grab the chance and I keep on working here.
It's a sensory journey, I guess, and being able to create something, put it on a plate, it's really, I don't know, it's rewarding. It's an experience for, I don't know, everybody.
Okay, and then our one and only Bachelor of Tourism, Hospitality and Events Management. It's a 3-year course. The tuition fee is 15,000 every year. Where can you find the tuition fee for a bachelor course? Okay, so therefore, every semester it's 7,500 every semester that you have to pay. It's a 3-year duration. You can go straight if you have completed at least a minimum of year 12. You can go directly to the bachelor degree, and of course, we also require English language proficiency requirement. Okay, however, if you even though you are you have completed a minimum of year 12 qualification, but if you want to get that training, that practical training, you can actually start certificate 3, go on to certificate 4, up to the diploma or advanced diploma, and then move on to hospitality and tourism, and you get an advanced standing or exemption or credit exemption of 1 year. So therefore, you're only just going to study 2 years of the bachelor degree at TAFE SA. Okay, now we have, so this is a print testimonial from May. So May is from Cambodia. So this is what she did at TAFE. So it was actually the family who recommended her to study at TAFE. And what she did was she studied the Diploma of Hospitality Management first. And then after that, see, because it offers practical and theoretical components, being a TAFE or a vet course. And then it allowed her to go into industry and work. And after completing her diploma, she has now moved on to the bachelor degree at TAFE. So she was able to get 1 year of exemption. So now she's just doing two years of the bachelor degree. Higher education. So remember, these are the 6 higher education courses at TAFE, okay? Engineering and the bachelor. If you are interested in the associate degree in engineering, it is 2 years in duration. You know, you can apply. There is a graduate stream visa for this. Once you have completed your degree and you have work experience, then you can apply for that type of visa. BADA Philippines can assist you with that. But the nice thing about this is it is the only associate degree in engineering in the whole of Australia. Okay, that's one. The second one is, once you have completed the associate degree, you are accredited by the professional accrediting body here in Australia, Engineer Australia. You know, in the Philippines, it's like the Professional Regulation Commission. Here, it's the Engineer Australia. You are going to be accredited and as an engineer associate, or in brackets, drafts person. So you've got that accreditation, okay? And if you don't want to stop at your associate degree, then package it with another 2 years Bachelor of Engineering with any of the 3 universities in South Australia. There you go. There are our 3 partners. So these are the popular package or pathway courses we have with the 3 universities. If you will notice under University of Adelaide, it's actually the associate degrees in engineering and landscape design. But notice this University of South Australia, we have the Bachelor of Business Marketing. So you do our Diploma of Marketing and Communication, then you progress to the Bachelor of Business. So it's a 1+2. We also have, I actually remember the Diploma of Nursing, because it's just the Diploma of Nursing going into the Bachelor of Nursing at University of South Australia. And then also our Diploma of Nursing going into the Bachelor of Nursing at Flinders University. So that has just been approved just this week. So you now have 2 options for our university, whether South Australia or Flinders. And then our Diploma of Nursing to go into University of Adelaide for their Bachelor of Health Sciences. Okay, so those are just a few. Now, affordability of a degree. This is the main reason why I keep harping on study at TAFE first for the first 2 years, whether it is a diploma or the advanced diploma or Cert 3 plus Cert 4, and then move on to university in the 3rd year or the 4th year. Because look, just on this slide alone, look how much your parents, how much your family can save in terms of tuition fee if you study first your first 2 years at TAFE SA and then move on to any of the 3 universities in your 3rd year or your 4th year. Your savings of 50,500 is equivalent to almost 1 year of tuition fee in the university. Okay, so that's just one. However, this is actually the long list of the benefits of a packaged university program, which is you will be able to apply for a single visa for the entire duration of the 2 courses, one at TAFE and one at university. You will be guaranteed entry into the selected university program of your choice. You will be guaranteed credits that may shorten the duration of your qualification and, remember, reduce the tuition fee. You will graduate with a dual qualification. So you will be awarded your qualification from TAFE and you will be awarded with your qualification from the university. You will graduate with a competitive mix of practical and theoretical skills, both. If you go straight to university, you won't get the practical skills right away in your first 2 years. No. Usually the practical, the internship, the work placement at university occurs in the 3rd year or in the 4th year. However, if you start your first 2 years at TAFE, you have already an advantage over your classmates because you've already done the practical training whilst at TAFE SA. Again, pay less in tuition fees, and whilst at TAFE SA, you already get your work experience, which you might be able to carry it on once you move on to a bachelor degree. Part-time jobs, work placements. Remember the student stories that I have presented to you through the videos. They always said that yes, as part, they were able to get their part-time jobs as part of their work placement, remember? So you can get your part-time jobs through your work placements while studying at TAFE. And lastly, TAFE SA, being a public institution, it is a trusted government organization, okay, with some of the most impressive training facilities in South Australia. Accommodation, if you have relatives here in Adelaide or in South Australia, perfect, because then you will be able to save on the accommodation cost. So that will be reduced living expenses. If you do not have relatives, don't despair because we have on-campus accommodation. We have a Regency International House. It's like a dorm, it's a dormitory, and it caters to students. You can have fully catered, semi-catered, or self-catered. Okay. Then you have off-campus. If your course is offered in a campus, which is not, it's either in the city or in Urbray or Regency, then there are so many houses and units in the city or in the suburbs that you can share a room. So in the Philippines, we say room for rent or boarding. So here you can share a house or a unit with other students or professionals if you want to stay closer to the campus where you will be studying. And if you are under 18, then you will need to stay with a host family. And TAFE SA, we do have homestay partners. Okay, more student stories. Now this time, these are students from Brazil, okay? Oh, sorry for that. We have to start from the beginning.
Good city to live, especially for students. It's not that expensive. I can say that's good.
I'm studying diploma in remedial massage in TAFE SA. Given the theoretical class, we always come here to the clinical lab, so actually it's more practical than theoretical.
It's been amazing. The theory is good, teachers are great. I have very good classmates. We have fun all the time as well. So it's been very good.
Anywhere that you go in Australia, you hear about TAFE. It is really good education and there's a lot of different paths that you can take after it. I would recommend for my friends and family to come to study in TAFE SA.
Okay, now Adelaide. Adelaide is a beautiful city. It's smaller, of course, compared to Sydney or Melbourne, but it's got its own character. It's like a little if you come to Adelaide, you feel like if you've been to Europe, if it feels like you are in a European city, primarily because the architecture has been maintained, and it is really a very well planned city as well. That's why it is very easy to get around with. Now I'm going to play a video about, so this is our premier of South Australia. So in the Philippines, a premier would be like a governor, okay, a governor of a province or something. So this is Stephen Marshall welcoming you to Adelaide.
Hello and greetings from Adelaide. I'm Stephen Marshall, the Premier of South Australia. On behalf of our government, it gives me great pleasure to invite you to Adelaide. Adelaide is one of the world's most livable cities with a vibrant atmosphere and natural beauty on its doorstep. International education is South Australia's largest export, and the South Australian Government is looking to grow the sector even more with the support of industry and Study Adelaide. We have world-class established institutions across all areas of education, including our state universities that all rank in the top 2% of universities worldwide. Our thriving economy, key industries and support for innovative companies and people provide bright career opportunities for students during their studies, after final graduation and beyond. I look forward to welcoming you to discover Adelaide, the city designed for life.
Thank you, Premier. And so there's the 12 reasons to love Adelaide. Affordable living, it's safe, it's got the lowest crime rate in Australia. You can also, if you love the beach, if you love the water, then you are also surrounded by it. You can live centrally. The cafe culture is really very good, easy to get around because it's very well connected in terms of public transport and infrastructure. Festivals happening all the time, like what the Premier said, it always features in international surveys, yes, and always in the top 10 most livable cities in the world. Beautiful weather, it's autumn, the last week of autumn at the moment, but it's already winter, so next week will be winter here in Adelaide. Of course, the whole of Australia will be winter. It has got an inclusive and multicultural city with over 125 nationalities here at the moment. Our Filipino community is actually growing right now here. The Vietnamese community is very well established here because there are already second, third generation Vietnamese here who have called Adelaide home. It is Australia's premier wine regions, Barossa Valley, Clare, down to McLaren Vale, to Coonawarra. And lastly, it is a regional location designation for purposes of migration because the federal government has identified Adelaide as one of those regional locations. Okay, and okay, so Adelaide designed for life. Okay, and okay, so in terms of public transport, we use the Metro card. So you can just top up your Metro card. If your credit becomes low, you can top it up from the convenience shops or at the train station itself. We have the tram, we have the buses, and we also have the trains. So if you are traveling, international students, when you come over to Adelaide, to South Australia, you will get public transport. You will get transport concession. Okay, so that's another savings from the pocket or from your living expenses. Also, if you're traveling within the city perimeter or in the city area from point A to point B, you don't need to pay for your trip. Okay, so you get on the tram or you get on the bus, as long as it is within the city, you don't have to pay for it. So it's really very, very good and very useful. Then this is the last video I'm going to show you. You've already seen this one, but this video is the video of TAFE SA, and it's just a summary of the presentation I have done. And you will find that what I have shared with you have all been encapsulated into this beautiful, beautiful video about TAFE SA. There you go. And thank you so much. So my name again is Hope. I work at TAFE SA. I am your contact here when you come over to Adelaide, to TAFE SA. If you join us, our wonderful institution, there's my contact details, WhatsApp, Viber, line. That's my number, and my email as well. So feel free to contact me anytime. Okay. So now I'm going to stop sharing my presentation. And I'm going to introduce to you the next speaker. And our next speaker, Miss Eula Gonzalez, is a wonderful and beautiful alumna of TAFE South Australia. So Eula is a content solution specialist at Social Media AOK. It's a social media marketing agency based in Adelaide, South Australia. In 2015, she left her job at DHL Express in the Philippines to pursue an advanced diploma in advertising at TAFE South Australia. In her current role, she works with a range of clients and organizations from various sectors such as insurance, agriculture, e-commerce, business networking, state government, so on and so forth. So I'll pass on to Eula to share with you her study journey at TAFE SA before arriving in Adelaide, on arrival at Adelaide, and now that she is already a successful career professional here in Adelaide. Okay, so Eula, on to you.
Thank you, Hope. I guess, hello, everyone. Thanks, of course, to BADA Philippines and TAFE SA for this wonderful opportunity. I've never done this before. First off, I've been working from home since last year, so I'm kind of used to the Zoom environment in a way. But yeah, big hello to everyone. I'm just gonna start sharing my screen. I'll try and keep it as short as I can because Hope's presentation has already talked about everything that I'm going to be saying, but I guess I'm going to be coming off from like a student graduate perspective. So a lot of the things I would be sharing are from my own experience. First off, I moved to Adelaide nearly 6 years ago now, September 2015. I already have been working in marketing for, I think, 5 years then. So I'm nearing my eighth or ninth year now. My last job was with DHL Express Philippines in Makati. I had a bet with my boss then. She said, I wonder how long it's going to take before you see a DHL truck or van. And on my first week, when I moved to Adelaide, I only saw one. So I told my sister, she's actually also here in Adelaide. She first moved here 2 years before I did. She's a nurse. So yeah, a lot of nurses in Adelaide. She took this photo and I sent it to my boss and we had a laugh about it. And she even said, oh, maybe you'll work for DHL again, we'll see. Yeah, so that's the story for that photo. So why did I choose Adelaide in Australia? Aside from my sister, I can't exactly do what she did. I'm not brave enough to move into another country by myself and start from scratch all over again. But if you're thinking of doing that, my hat's off to you. It's an amazing, life-changing experience. And I think choosing to study international, like an international education, is the best stepping stone. I wouldn't do it any other way. If I had to do it all over again, like move to another country, I think I would consider studying again, because I think you hit two birds with one stone. You earn a qualification that you can actually use to help you land a great job. And you also learn about the lifestyle, the city, and everything that comes along with moving to a different country. So that's why I chose Adelaide, because my sister's here, the city, well, what the students have mentioned in the videos before, it's peaceful. There's a lot of greenery. I've never lived so close to the beach. It's like a 10-15 minute drive. I even take my bike on a weekend just to go to the beach and, have a bit of fresh air. I love the lifestyle. The city is great. It's a grid. You can never be lost. I studied in the city campus, so that's exactly in Adelaide. And Hope mentioned that public transport is great. So when I first moved here, I didn't know, like I knew how to drive, but I didn't have my driver's license yet. But the public transport has been helpful in getting to know the city and even just outside of it, like the wine regions. There's also the Adelaide Hills. So yeah, that's a bit of Adelaide, but I chose TAFE because it's not exactly like college, what we would call it in the Philippines, or uni over here in Australia, because I've already done my master's degree and I'm kind of sick of studying already, to be honest. But I thought, I want to know more about the country, or like what's Australia like. I've never been here until I moved. And so I thought I want to be more like, if I'm going to go back to school, I want to learn something practical. I want to learn about Australian brands, the work culture. Like I know everything about theory and everything because I've been working in marketing for so long. So when I came to my education agent, like BADA Philippines, I told them what I wanted and they recommended TAFE, and I looked it up and I thought, oh, it's the biggest vocation school in Australia, and the one in Adelaide in South Australia is one of the largest in the country. So I thought, oh, okay. I had a bit of look. I had to look at the website. I do social media, so I know how to check like what they're actually doing, like in Facebook, things like that, LinkedIn, Twitter, so that TAFE SA is very active in those platforms. And having a bit of like watching the videos, knowing what the campus would look like, all of those convinced me that, oh, this might be like where I should study. and they had a campus in the city. And I found out that my course, the Advanced Diploma in Advertising, would be in the city itself. And I thought that's perfect. And then one of the things that I considered as well is I want to work part-time. So being a student in Australia also lets you get part-time work. So I wanted to see what it's like, not just about studying. So that's one of the reasons I also chose TAFE, because I thought I might as well get started in networking, like finding out what kind of jobs would be out there if I finish my degree. And then a little backstory of how I first found my job is one of my lecturers in TAFE, I actually approached her and asked if she would introduce me to one of the graduates from TAFE who had finished the degree I was studying in. And she's already working in a local ad agency. And she said, oh, I'll introduce you over email. You can have an informational chat or interview. So I met her, and that's how I found out how ad agencies work in Adelaide. Like, they're very tiny compared to, I worked in ad agencies in the Philippines. The teams are very big. Like, every client would have their own team. And here in Adelaide, everyone like does everything for all their clients, which is basically what I do now. Like, I'm the graphic designer, I'm the writer, I shoot videos, I go to client meetings. So that's how I learned about that. And then this lecturer also introduced me to other small businesses who would have their in-house marketing teams. And that helped me learn not just how it is to work in marketing, but also grow connections. And we would also have case studies and assessments in classes where you actually deal with real businesses. So in one of my classes, it's like a final assignment. My lecturer's partner, husband, actually owns a denture implant clinic, and they were planning on setting up a social media page. So everything, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, things like that. And we were asked to do an exercise for that clinic. And it turns out that they liked what I did so much, they used it. And I got a recommendation letter from that business, which helped me when I started looking for jobs. And also one of the things in TAFE was their international student support services. So I would always go to them like at every stage. They had the welcome activities for new students. Even during my studying, I would also go to them to, just get advice on how to write my CV, how to do interviews. They also got me into volunteering because they encourage you to do outside like extracurricular activities. So it's not just about studying. To mention a few, I volunteered for the Fringe. So it's one of the biggest festivals in Adelaide. If you look up Adelaide, that's one of the most common festivals where it gets busy. If you move here, if you live here and you know that the Fringe is on, it's insane. Like, I've never seen that many people. It happens around Feb to March every year. So last year, luckily that happened before COVID hit. So I volunteered for that festival, and then so many festivals in Adelaide. I can't even explain how there's always one, no matter what time of the year it's in. Like, it's insane. And then I think one of the videos Hope presented was from the premiere. So state government is very supportive when it comes to international students, even before COVID hit. I'm very fortunate to have experience working as a volunteer for Study Adelaide. Like, they introduced me to a lot of experiences, not just as a student, but I even volunteered as a visitor information center support staff. So that means I would be talking to international students like myself, tourists from different like states, interstates, or from abroad who would come to Adelaide. So that was also one experience that helped me gain my confidence in approaching people, talking to strangers, because I'm not really friendly. If you can tell, I'm a bit nervous now because I'm not good at public speaking. But yeah, What else? Networking opportunities. My lecturers would also share how there's different associations for each industry. So for like myself, marketing, we have an Australian Marketing Institute. So that's a national organization for all marketers. Like if you're in the industry, you'd be a member. Like that's how you would know other marketers. I think that's how I met a recruiter in Adelaide who added me to a Facebook group where all Adelaide marketers are a part of. And then my first job posted their ad that they're looking for a staff on that Facebook group. And they haven't even posted it on Seek or any other job ad site. And that's how I learned about it. And then I got an interview. Within the week, I got hired. I even don't have my permanent residency yet, and I got the job. And I wasn't even asked, like, do you have a work visa? But then the next day it came out, so it all worked out. I've never been luckier, I guess. And then I guess, why did I choose TAFE? I've already mentioned that I had my master's degree in the Philippines already, so I was looking for something more hands-on, non-theory based. And yeah, TAFE ticks all the boxes for me in that area. And yeah, state government backs it. So I know it's one of the biggest in Australia, and the university pathways as well, because knowing that you can continue to study if I ever change my mind, I will always have those qualifications. So it's not just, like a throwaway degree. And yeah, that's it. Just a few photos from my first year in TAFE. As you can see, the first one, those are actually some of my classmates in TAFE. Hope mentioned that each class would have like a limit of 15 people. So that's how like the lecturers can focus on every student in the class. I think my biggest class was 10, 11 during that time. And I still remember one of my classes then, not like every single student in that class came from a different country. It's one of my best classes ever. I had a classmate from the UK, from Brazil, from Venezuela, from Japan, China, Germany, and India. So we were like 8. And the amount of like things I learned from every single one of them, not just in marketing, because everyone had some sort of work experience already from their own countries, but the culture. And knowing that Adelaide is very multicultural, not just like in terms of like other Filipinos. Of course, I know other Filipinos here, but knowing that there's also other people that you can meet, like it makes you more open to learning new things and meeting different people. The Christmas pageant parade, I was actually a clown in that parade. I was a volunteer for Study Adelaide. And then I also worked in Subway. That's not me in that photo. I didn't take a photo. I wasn't allowed to take a photo at work then, but I worked at Subway part-time. That photo on the bottom left is my first photo at my first festival in Adelaide when I first arrived. That's like the Lucky Dumpling Market. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. I can't remember, but it's all Asian food. So I was very happy because I was very homesick and I needed comfort food. And then that photo was from my first trip outside of Adelaide, like the city. It's called Granite Island in Victor Harbor. So it's just like an hour or 45-minute drive from the city. And TAFE SA helped organize that tour. So it's not just about studying. If you choose TAFE, they would also have a lot of activities that students can join. And then that's just a photo of the Visitor Information Center in Rundle. That's like the biggest mall in Adelaide. That's where I volunteered. And then that's just a photo of the Granite Island. It's just a beach. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, anything at all, yeah, let me know. And those are my contact details. If you ever come to Adelaide, I'd love to meet you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Eula. On to you, Mo. Thank you, Eula. Thank you so much. So wonderful to have you join us today. Thank you. And we're so proud of you. So thank you again. Mo, over to you.
Yes, thank you, Eula. You're such a cute clown.
Yes.
Can't recognize you.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, wow, such a very powerful presentation today. Thank you so much, Hope, for the excellent information you've given us all about TAFE SA. There's a lot of programs, guys. So I hope everyone who listened today, I'm sure you want to know more about how you can progress or even explore your opportunity at TAFE SA and in Adelaide or in South Australia. We at BADA Education Philippines, we are here to help you explore your opportunity. We've had actually some questions, so I'll go straight to that question. I'm not sure if everyone saw it, but I'll just say it anyway. So somebody asked about what if they are not part of the senior, um, I mean, the K to 12 program, like me. So anybody who is part of the old curriculum, you're able to apply for your studies in Australia and TAFE. Just let us know your qualification. We're happy to do the session with you, any consultation. And also, I think I'd like to ask who could answer another question, maybe Eula or Hope can answer. Ruth is asking, can students support themselves full time? Speaking because you've mentioned work placements, and that's because she's thinking about the paying, actually paying jobs or work placements. Are they providing salaries or are there financial aids? Is there anything that we can give them about this? Hope?
Okay. Look, the answer is no, unfortunately. You cannot support yourself full time by coming over to Australia, study at TAFE SA, get a student visa, and then work full time in order to support yourself financially. No, because when you are granted a student visa, there are many, many conditions attached to your student visa. Number one, first and foremost, that is important is you are only allowed to work not more than 40 hours every fortnight. And that's one condition of your student visa. Otherwise, if you work full time, then you will be in breach. And then the Australian government would not like that. However, because of the COVID situation at the moment, there are actually critical sectors that the Australian government has sort of identified and listed. For example, health-related sector, the agriculture sector, and most recently, the hospitality and tourism sector. So the Australian government has now approved and allowed that the 40-hour cap is now removed for those international students who are currently working in those critical sectors. So you can work full time, but how much you earn from your full time work is not I mean, it's not enough to pay for your tuition fee, okay? And besides, when you lodge your student visa, I mean, BADA Philippines can assist you with this because they're the best and they're very professional. They know everything. When you lodge your student visa, the Australian government, as part of the requirement for the grant of the student visa, will require you to provide proof that you are able to what they call it, to cover your accommodation expenses, your living expenses for a year. And usually the year's living expenses requirement would be around 20 to 21,000 Australian dollars. Okay, so that's how any work that you can do. So your work placements, any part-time job is really good, but that's just to add money to your pocket, okay, to help you with your daily living or maybe to add more to your tuition fee payment, but not to cover everything of your expenses whilst you're here.
Great. Thank
Just to add to that, Hope.
Yes, Kim.
During
Hi, Kim.
their semester breaks, they can do full time,
Yes,
right?
yes. Thank you, Kim. Yeah, during semester breaks, you can work full time, especially the long Christmas break. Yes, so that's from December up until February or January the following year. So yes, you can work full time. Thank you, Kim.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, Hope. But at least you know that you have an opportunity to work part time. So still not a bad idea, right?
No,
Not a
no,
bad
no, not at all.
opportunity. How much it will take? Okay, actually, Ruth, I believe Myra has answered your question earlier, and this will be discussed in detail during the one-on-one consultation. So my advice, or to anybody else who'd like to know about this in detail, let's allow this information to be provided accurately during your virtual consultation. This is for free, so don't worry about that. All right, so Ruth, I'll wait for you to schedule your availability and let's give you a proper consultation and also find out what is the most suitable program. Okay.
That,
So I think we've answered all of the questions also in the chat box. I have not seen any other. Okay, there's one more. Would it be possible to know the payment terms for school tuition? Hope?
okay, yes. Thank you for the question. At TAFE SA, all our courses are offered except for the bachelor degree. So I'll go into that one. All our courses are offered by semester. So we have the January start and the July start. So if you have to pay your tuition fee, you will be paying it every semester. So every 6 months, you will have to pay for the tuition fee. Now, the question as to whether there is any flexible, if there's any flexible payment option, yes, we do have flexible payment options, but this is only for current students. So for example, you come over here to TAFE SA already and you are already in your first semester or your second semester, but then you think that you might not be able to pay in one go your semester fee. You can actually complete a form. We have a form, and you can apply for installment plan. Okay, that's for current students. If for commencing students, as a general rule, we do not provide any flexible payment plan, but if your reason is if you have a really valid reason, then we will not say no to it. What we will do is we will elevate it to our director, and then on a case-by-case basis, it will be reviewed. And if it's and if it is valid, we will be approving it. So case-by-case basis.
Okay, thank you for that information, Tave. Any other questions before we? Okay, maybe there are. I'll just, while you're thinking of your question, we are actually we're near the end of our session, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I already posted the certificate link form in the chat box. Please already click it and fill out the short form so that we can provide you the e-certificate by next week. Yes, Hope,
Okay.
did you want to say
Yes,
something?
yes, Mo. With a one-on-one consultation with BADA, if you need me there, I am happy to join in. Okay, anytime. Just in
Yep.
case they may have particular questions that
Sure.
I may be able to share information. Please do let me know. I'm available anytime to join.
Great.
Yes.
Yes, we'd love for you to be part of that discussion, Hope. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So
Mo.
I think, yeah, we don't have any other questions for now, but thank you for those who have submitted their questions, their inquiries. Very um, awesome. Allow me to conclude now this session by thanking everyone for joining. We hope that you found this webinar productive and meaningful. I'd like to thank our guest speakers, Hope and Eula, for sharing your expertise and the information and Eula's precious journey in Australia. It's very inspiring. Thank you so much, Eula. And you did very great for a first timer, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I might have to
So
employ you.
Yes, that's right, Kim.
yeah, it's
Yes.
very inspiring. So, anyway, to all our attendees, thank you also so much for your precious time. A lot of you dialed in very promptly. I'd like to invite you to activate your potential with TAFE South Australia. Learn more by visiting their website, www.tafesa.edu.au. And for inquiries here in the Philippines, you can reach us at philippines@badaedu.com. Let's plan your studies and schedule your one-on-one consultation, even with Hope Tansinko all the way from Adelaide. And it's absolutely for free. All right, guys. So in the meantime, stay safe and stay home. We're in this together, and we look forward to assisting you very, very soon. BADA Philippines, please don't forget, and TAFE SA. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Enjoy
Thank you,
the rest of
everyone.
your
Thank
day.
you. Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you,
Bye.
Kim, Mo,
Bye.
Myra, Eula. Thank you. And
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Have a great
you.
weekend.